We made it. So in Seoul now, staying in the Hongdae district. Our journey was 28 hours and 22 minutes. So a bit tired. I've had a little snooze. I know they say you shouldn't do that, but for me it always seems to work. And we're about to go out and explore the Hongdae area now.
Everyone is so young.
Yeah.
Like literally teenagers.
So we've come to try and find somewhere for dinner, which has been massive fails so far, but we found an Oriental restaurant. And you think you've nailed it, Beth? The moment we have pickle. We're lucky that this has arrived, so the eggs are crisp, and then the rest of it I think is vegan. No fish sauce, rice cake, spinach, all the greens. Chris is unable to use metal chopsticks, they're really hard. Red peppers, rice cakes, steamed rice cakes, fried rice cakes. It's pretty cool. We have a bear that looks quite happy, apart from all the carbs, apart from so near and yet. Hey. Trying to get the calories in. Poor bear.
Better had some food. Very spicy food. Okay.
So this morning we're going up to the old kind of cultural village in Seoul, starting with the palace, and we've got a free walking tour that the Seoul government provide, which is really, really cool, but we've got to navigate our way through this. So wish us luck. Okay, so we're off to the metro now, aren't we, Chris?
Yep, metro fun.
And we kind of know where we're going, but most importantly we need to find coffee and soy milk and all those fun things. At the Yunheong Palace, and what's awesome about it is it's totally free to go in. Really cool series of buildings, but then across the road is this, so it's right in the centre. So being resourceful with coffee, buying soya milk, so I can put it in just a plain black coffee. One of the most scenic spots in Busan. So you've got the old village with the new, and more of Busan village. And if you look here, you can see you've got the mountains in the background. It's just a really, really cool place because it's a blend of the old and the new. And what's really interesting is that it's still residential, so people still live here, as well as having all the tourists and the arts and craft shops. Graffiti. So we're at the Jogesa temple and this seems to be going on. We've come here to try and buy food. Yeah.
That building there on the left.
Yeah. It's the Chrysanthemum Festival apparently. Festival festival for the celebration of the ancestors. That we stumbled on while trying to find vegan food, and the trees are just covered in beautiful decorations and lanterns, and everyone's walking around with the prayers on their head. So we managed to find somewhere that does something actually vegan. Temple food by the temple, and we have a happy Chris because it's not too
Hot,
and
weird tasting,
or
with meat, or cheese, or live octopus. Actual food.
and you serve yourself with the rice, and they bring you the hot noodles, so you can have rice, you can have kimchi if you want, but I think that's got fish in, so we are very happy. As usual, we're in another restaurant where Chris is the only male in here.
Fancy my chances. Admittedly, most of them are a little bit older than mine.
We always want coffee and we always want wine. So you're walking down the street and you see this. So we're now in Hwangjang Market, which apparently means to collect and to keep, and it's a huge wholesale food, electrical market. Apparently it's got everything that you need in it. Quite touristy. So we've made our way to the meeting plaza, which just seems to be quite a lot of dead animal and kind of alive fish that people are eating. And as Chris has just reminded me, I don't know why I come to these places because they gross me out, but it's all about seeing the history and the culture, I guess. What do you say, Chris? It does smell, yes. Here are the helpful city guides. So we're stopping to get some sugarcane juice. So the sugarcane, I think it's going to be pretty sweet, but I've never had it before. Apparently it is healthy, fresh, natural and clean. Here's Chris with his fruit smoothie. So Chris has found yet another snack. Not eating these things though. But quite happy with, what's it called?
That's one of those no meat.
So no meat, no fish, egg and potatoes. They're not quite vegan, but vegetarian. He's doing all right. Best he can.
Bean sprout, spring onion, kimchi, not for consumption.
So because we thought it looked so pretty down here, we decided to walk down the river. And
Turns out this is
carp are massive.
The thing to do in South Korea on a Tuesday night.
Is watch the carp.
fish.
They love those carp.
I think they're thinking about eating them.
Chris thinks they're thinking about eating them rather than just enjoying the carp for being lovely little carp friends, but there you go. So getting around Seoul is really easy. You use the metro station and everything's really signposted really well, and then you get your stuff from the ticket machines. What's really handy is to pick up the little cards from the airport, which look like this, which you preload with money, and you place the card into the recharging area, and it tells you how much money you've got on, how much money you need to add on. All the instructions are in English. Super easy. We've worked out it's about 700 won for a journey, so that's about 70p, we think. Yeah, so super cheap and super convenient to get around. So we've made our way to Hwangjang Gate, which is off Dongryum Square, which is on our way to Seoul Station, where we're going to pick up our walking tour. But in the background you can see the city walls as well. And it's about 6 o'clock, so the sun is kind of just about starting to sunset. It gets dark pretty quick around here, and in the far distance you can see the mountains because Seoul is surrounded by mountains north, east, south and west. So it's worth coming up to Dongdaemun Square in front of the Hwaejeom Gate and climbing up the old city walls, because you can get a view like this of pretty much all of Seoul. Mountains again are behind. It's really not far from Dongdaemun station, which is on the blue line, so it's dead easy to get to. And if you can, try and find the people wearing the red outfits that say tourist information and get hold of one of these. The Seoul official tourist guide. They've got everything in. They kind of give you little maps. And at the back, which is really important, they give you a really detailed subway map, so you have everything you need. Trying to get around Seoul without one of these is really, really difficult. The Seoul Bridge. We booked a free tour through the Seoul city government, and tonight it's all lit up. It's a kilometre long apparently, and there's 200 different plants. They're all got medical and medicinal names. It's pretty special. It used to just be an overpass or an underpass for cars, but they've kind of changed it up to make it a peaceful area in the city. And if you take a look around, it's covered with buildings either side, and it's just a lovely public space that's been made. So final meal of the day, tea time, and we've stopped somewhere where they've kind of made us some vegan friendly sushi stuff. They bought this kind of soup stuff, but I think that might have fish sauce, and so we're going to leave that. But we've got Japanese pickles, and we just asked the guy using Google Translate if he could make it up for us without the crab, which he did, and he was happy to do so, and it's absolutely delicious. So it is our second day in Seoul today, and we are going to Gwanghwamun Palace, which is 500 years old and where the Joseon dynasty began. So we're going to get the metro there. We've got to make 3 changes, but we did it yesterday and it's pretty straightforward. We have our coffee. I bought some soy milk to put in mine, and Chris got his black, and we also got free toast with our coffee this morning, which seems to be quite common here if you're there dead early. So off we go.
About 11 o'clock in the morning. We're in one of the main subway stations, but apparently the South Koreans don't really do anything till much later in the day. So there is basically no one here.
Okay, so we've got the Bulmon Gate, which is the gate that's made of some sort of stone, and it's a legend that when you pass through the gate you will not be old forever. So we're just going to see what happens when Chris passes through.
Good.
One other thing in this station, so it's where the main palace is, there are loads of people willing to help you who are kind of quite old, and they have little sashes on saying they're volunteer English speakers. They seem more interested in having their photo taken with you, but they're kind of helpful.
They thought Gemma is Italian, and then it said that I look like Pavarotti. So they're possibly not as helpful as they might make out, but their intentions were good.
Which is the most important thing.
So this is the Korean National Palace. You can go into this area for free, which is just the area outside the front. There are lots of Korean people here in their traditional dress. Apparently it's quite a big deal for them. They like to dress up in this way, boys and girls, looking like something out of the Frozen film. Just for fun. I like that dude's hat. That is a nice hat. Apparently they like doing it for kind of birthdays, special occasions. It's quite a big thing here. One that we haven't got involved.
So we're at the back of the Gyeongbokgung Palace, and it's definitely worth paying the 3,000 won each to get in. It's about £2.50.
something like that.
And it's an absolute bargain because there's so much to see. It's really, really pretty. Again, loads of people are dressed up, so it makes really good photos. But if you go all the way to the back, you get this.
So there's a massive garden out the back with really nice views over onto the mountains that surround Seoul. And also if you walk through the back of the main part of the palace, there's virtually nobody at all. Loads of really interesting bits of architecture you can see, loads of really interesting buildings that you can go and have a look around as well. So it's well worth going to the palace, but then walking all the way through and going into the slightly less touristy kind of area. GoPro.
So if you come out of the main palace gate and walk straight down the road, there's the big statue of one of the kings of the dynasty, apparently the most important man in South Korea's history. And in front of the palace they do the changing of the guard ceremony, which looks like it's every few hours or so. The times are posted outside. So we should have filmed this before we started eating, but we got too hungry and Chris was getting a little grumpy, so we found the most amazing Nepalese restaurant in the centre of Myeongdong. It was dead easy to find. We got it from Happy Cow. Chris had a curry, which was a lunchtime special, which was only 9,000 won, which is about £6, and I had vegetable momos, and there were so many I've asked them to be taken away that were so filling. And again, that was 9,000, so that's a really good food with loads of free water, free pickles. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend this place. It's called Gurkha, and it is really close to xxxxx of the main Myeongdong station. Dead easy to find on Happy Cow, so come check it out. So we're back in Ulster after our second day in Seoul, and today we went to the palace in the morning. Then we found a Nepalese place for lunch in Myeongdong and walked around there for a bit, trying to find somewhere that did waxing. Top tip, there are no places that do waxing in Myeongdong, and we hunted and hunted. In the end found somewhere in Hongdae, which is great, and then we went to the Happy Day Spa in Hongdae, which was fantastic. It was the weirdest thing we've probably done, but it's definitely worth a visit. You can't really film in there because people are naked and it's a sauna, but it's 10,000 won, which includes the gym and all the steam rooms and the saunas. It is a definite experience, and although it's a bit odd and a bit weird, you should definitely try it out. We're just going to get some rest now before we get the bus tomorrow to the mountains and see some different parts of South Korea. Today's our last day in Seoul, and before we begin our bus journey to Jeonju, we are sat having our morning coffee in a little coffee shop called Cafe Gate that we found in Hongdae. This does amazing coffee and it's super cheap compared to anything else in the area. In the morning, they do free toast with peanut butter. So as usual, I'm adding my soya milk to my coffee. Chris having his black. And we're going to begin the long journey about 10 o'clock. So it's 4 hours by bus, but it's half the price of the train, so we've got to have a way of doing it. Our last stroll down the street in Hongdae. This is what it looks like at 8:30 in the morning on a Thursday morning. And as you can see, it is absolutely dead. There is no one else around. It is definitely not the area where the commuters and the normal Koreans live. It is certainly just a party village. Really, really good for nightlife, but not so good if you're an early bird and want lots and lots of life. So we've made it to Seoul bus station and we're departing from platform number 9. It's really, really straightforward and really well signposted. We bought our tickets in advance though a few days ago, so we knew what we were doing. We didn't have to kind of trek here with all the luggage and be running around. Chris is eating a snack pack. Really good thing to do is bring a Tupperware with you so that you can kind of take bits of breakfast from the hostel, which is free, and the snacks are quite expensive here, so it's a lot more economical. So this is our last vlog from Seoul. I'm going to miss it lots. I've had a great time here. It's really, really like interesting. The polio is very different. It's a bit crazy. Thoughts on Seoul?
Any place that doesn't allow you to flush toilet paper down a toilet, basically third world.
I think the trip's going to get a lot more interesting. Just show you the bus terminal. It's laid out really, really simply. We're obviously not on the bus yet, but so far so good. We know we're going from platform number 9. There's the Jeongju sign, so it looks pretty legit compared to some bus stations we've been to before where it looked like a whole world of confusion.